What's up? So, I bought a couple Xbox One S's on eBay. All broke. We'll see what's wrong with them. I haven't checked them out. I haven't done anything with them yet. So, let's find out. So, this one, right off the bat, when I push this, it's not even hitting the power button. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll just need the button realigned or maybe replaced, but let's find out. I'm actually going to take it apart on camera today because, I don't know, why not? So, this one has actually seen better days. It's already kind of half taken apart, but we'll go ahead and take the rest of it off. And it's broke, so that's awesome too. And then Microsoft likes to put their little tamper evident tags, so kind of slide under there and push. And we get the bottom off. So definitely got something rattling around, so that's fun too. But to save time, I'm going to use a quick little impact driver and finish this off. Gotta start with the green screws. I think there's 6 of them. Toss those to the side and let's pop the case off and see. The back just fell off. That's not supposed to happen. But if we look at the power button, or where the power button should be, it's not. So what we're going to do is we'll take off the board, and just for time's sake, what I will do is I'll just toss a working board in there to test and see if that's all that was wrong with it. Not the cleanest, not the dirtiest. Has a 1 terabyte hard drive, so that's cool. I'm going to grab a working board. Toss that on the front real quick. Grab a power cord and we'll see if it turns on. So usually when you plug this in, you'll get a fan spin. So that's not great right off the bat. But let's see. Oh, it's turning on. Let's plug in an HDMI port and let's see if this works. What do we get? Anything? Anything? That ain't looking great. Turn it off real quick and we'll try again. I don't have a lot of faith. So, the port's not looking very straight. So, let's continue. We'll take it apart a little bit more and we'll see what's really going on with it. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over real quick and just take out a bunch of the screws. So I'm going to start at the back, take out the power supply and the hard drive. And while we're at it, we'll pop out this one. So, flip it over. Now that everything's nice and loose, we'll disconnect the hard drive. Disconnect the power supply. Surprisingly, it's actually fairly clean. Take out the disk drive. And so the rattling around we were hearing was just some plastic that was broke, not the end of the world. So I'm going to take out the board now. And there's this little metal clip right there that just pops right out. And now we can free the board. I lied. After we take out the wireless card, then we can free the board. And now we can see what's going on with it. So let's take a look under the microscope. So since I had no video out, we're gonna start at the port because it's bent. And even after looking at it, looking inside it, which I don't know how well you'll see, that side looks fine, but the top side does not. So, as you can see real quick, we've got some bent pins in here and not making a good connection, so we're going to replace that port. So, before I do that, I am going to take off the actual heatsink and the fan. So, move that out of the way so you guys can see. And they make a tool for this, but I don't have it. So a pair of needle nose pliers, being careful not to rip any components off the board, will take this off. And don't bend it too much because it will not go back on. So once you get two of them off, you can usually just wiggle it and it'll come right off. Take that off, disconnect that. Remove the tip from the solder or the hot airflow. And let's take this port out. So we'll go back under the microscope. And basically what we're going to do is we're just going to blast this with air because I'm not too concerned about the heat aspect of it. Not when I take it out anyway. So 470, 90% airflow, and we're just going to let it go. It is a very thick board, so it takes a little longer than most. And just like that, gravity did the work for us. Fell right on the ground. Under my chair. So, there's our port. So what we're going to do is set that to the side. We'll clean up the board a little bit and put a new one in. Doesn't look like any traces are broke, anything like that, so overall, happy camper. And that could be because I just unplugged my soldering tip without properly turning it off. So don't do that, it's bad. Gotta go wet my sponges because I am not prepared. Just to make the removal a little easier, I'm going to drop a little flux on it. You know, fix it or flex it. I don't know why I like saying that so much, but I do. Whatever. Some solder wick. Board is definitely still hot. Clean those traces right off. See if we can get the solder out of this hole. Perfect. Should probably be using a fume extractor, but YOLO. At this point, the braid is definitely getting a little warm, so alright. I like it. Gonna add a touch more flux. And we're just going to re-tin these pads real quick, so this way here we have something the new port can mount to. Alright, nice and pretty. Clean that off real quick. Just some isopropyl alcohol and a cotton swab. Alright, let's grab a new port. Which, if anyone's watching this and needs any parts, anything like that, I will link my website store, but getting to the point to where I don't stock a ton of stuff, but I definitely stock the important things. So okay, we're going to blast this with some heat now, a little less than before. Pull this out so I don't melt my desk like I have in the past. That looks nice and lined up, so let's add the heat. And because I'm a dummy, let's add a little flux too. And it definitely doesn't have to get as hot because the solder we're using is leaded, so it melts a lot lower temps than the stuff that comes on here by factory. But as you can kind of watch it, it's Definitely getting a little melty. Okay, we'll let that cool real quick while we still hold pressure. That should be good. And what we'll do real quick, we'll flip it over. And we're going to throw some solder on all these, so this way here we don't get any surprises and it falls off the board. So. Alright, let's flip it over and check how solid those are. Maybe add a little bit more solder. So, as you can see right here and right here, it flowed through to the other side of the board, so that's perfect. Give a nice strong hold. Good, 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 good. All right, those are actually all nice and solid. So what we'll do is we'll throw the power supply on and the hard drive, because on these, if they do not have the hard drive, you will not have video out. So do that, get that out of the way. You guys can stare at my crotch for a moment. Giggity. Toss the hard drive on. I'm going to set the heat sink on. Hopefully it'll make enough contact for at least our testing, because that's all we really need. Plug in the fan. Maybe. Toss the power board on real quick. If I can figure out where I put it, right in front of me. Plug in our HDMI cable. And our power cord. And let's hit the power button. Now let's see what we get. What we got was an overheating system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this on, which isn't the best way to do this, but I probably could have let the board cool down a little bit more, but I didn't. Ho ho! Just like that, we've got a working Xbox. Do we dare let it fully boot? Seeing as how I bought this off eBay, it probably has someone's stuff on it. I guess we'll find out momentarily. Maybe. And there's a little overheating notice, but it's nothing we didn't know. So, alright, I'm going to call it fixed. I'm really sorry we don't get to use our bucket, but at the same time, I'm glad it's at least fixable because I don't like wasting money. But why don't you guys give me a like, a subscribe, tell me in the comments what you want to see. Try to trigger some videos your way. So, alright, have a great day.